people noticed a tiny black dot in the sky. It wasn't until a girl looked through a telescope that they realized what it was. At an altitude of 500 meters, a man was walking on a shaky steel cable. He wasn't wearing a safety harness. From that height, even cars looked as small as ants. If he lost his balance, his life would be in grave danger. The wind blew his pant legs back and forth, but the man remained steady, his gaze fixed seriously ahead. Soon, he had covered half the distance. His companions were cheering wildly, and the girl excitedly called others to watch. Finally, Philippe reached his destination safely. He had succeeded. But strangely, there wasn't a hint of joy on Philippe's face. Then he made a decision that surprised everyone. He turned around and walked back along the cable. This time, he moved faster and with more confidence. Halfway back, Philippe even started performing difficult moves. He slowly shifted his left foot backward, dropped to one knee, and saluted the cable, the Twin Towers, and the sky. At that moment, 2 police officers arrived on the rooftop and detained Philippe's accomplices. They shouted at him to come down. Just as they were about to reach him, Philippe suddenly hoisted his balancing pole onto his shoulder, spun gracefully, and continued walking in the opposite direction. Below, a crowd had gathered, watching intently. Normally, a tightrope walker shouldn't look down, but Philippe not only looked down, he knelt on both knees and saluted the audience. More police officers arrived at the North Tower, but Philippe remained completely unfazed. Calmly, he even lay down on the cable. The officers were so stunned they barely dared to breathe, while Philippe seemed to be savoring the moment. He and the sky became one as he quietly enjoyed the beauty around him, watching birds flap their wings among the clouds. That's when Philippe realized just how high up he was. It was time to head back. Suddenly, a heavy wooden plank snapped, and several screws holding the cable in place fell out. Philippe trembled and nearly fell. A helicopter arrived, urging him to evacuate immediately, but after walking on the cable for so long, blood was seeping from his feet, and the wind was picking up. Fortunately, Philippe steadied himself once again, and triumphantly made his way back to the tower. He tossed aside his balancing pole and stood on the steel beam. Because he had violated over 100 city regulations, Philippe was arrested on the spot. Yet his breathtaking performance had completely won over the crowd. Facing the cameras, he simply said he couldn't resist doing it. Later in court, the judge sentenced him to perform tightrope walking for children at the Turtle Pond in Central Park. After serving his sentence, Philippe was granted a permanent pass to the Twin Towers, allowing him to climb to the rooftop anytime and relive the peak moment of his life.